looks at butter and gains few pounds and he doesn't even realize, okay? In a week or 10 days, he's binging somewhere and he's suddenly 10 pounds heavier, and it's that time when he realizes, oh, he might have put another 10 pounds or something like that. So it is for him to even feel that he is carrying excess weight, that threshold is too high, because he's usually heavy and chubby and watery anyway. Obesity is conducive to various other grave diseases. Lymph gland enlargement, lymphadenitis, diabetes, fever, distension of abdomen, fistula, cough, difficult, really terminal diseases, skin diseases. It's called as. Well, it's an intended pun actually. It's because of your past life sin you get skin diseases. This is due to undigested filth, God. Yeah, this is, I don't know who translated this, but
You're trying to make your point though.
well, I talk in my lectures that you're putting things in your mouth which should not be throwing in the trash. Okay, things are so bad that you should not be even throwing in the trash. That's kind of thing you're putting in your mouth. So you drive in fancy cars, you buy designer clothes, but when it comes to your eating habit, you're trying to save $1 or $2 and penny and putting literal trash into your mouth unnecessarily. And it's harsh, it's a bit rude, but I tell people that you are digging your own grave with your own knife and fork. And it's a rude reality, okay? Digging your, it's startling. Improper food, sedentary lifestyle, stress weakens digestion, leading to absorption of sweat and improperly digested food, which in turn causes vitiation of fat and kapha, results in obesity and other metabolic disorders. So there's a lot of things that we are going to talk about actually related with obesity and the management of obesity. So if there's one thing that you are going to take home after this class is about rebuilding Agni, about digesting Ama, and normalization of the weight. And if you can be successful in creating protocols for this, you'll have a very successful practice. Very successful. And I think let's not rush through this. This is something very important. So I'm going to stop right now here, and then we'll come back from lunch and we'll continue the topic of obesity. Any questions about anything what we have talked so far? Nothing? No? How do you deal with obese patients, Pravina?
Well, if they're open to suggestions, then you talk to them. Some of them are in denial, or then I get a lot of them who live in an area where they don't have the income. Mm-hmm. They work part-time, will make enough money to just pay their rent, and they don't have the money. So those are the ones that I have the dilemma of like telling them to go to our menu, something that makes it fair, or because they don't have the money to go buy organic food, they don't have the money to go spend on food and vegetables because they tend to be more expensive than the junk food.
Right.
Yeah. So I always have a hard time.
Isn't it a paradox?
Yeah.
This is the richest country in the world, and you have bad things available at a cheap cost, and you have good things at a premium cost.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have 3 kids to feed, and they're working 2 jobs, and they don't have time to prepare a meal. So.
Yeah, so it's a social problem what you're dealing with. It's a social problem you're dealing with. But I deal with people who are really smart and they're still illiterate. Okay? Means I deal with people who are really smart but absolutely trashy lifestyle. And for no reason. And that's because of the lack of money, and this is in spite of having money. I have people who eat a bucket full of ice cream in the night before they sleep. They drink literally 6 packs every night unnecessarily. It's going overboard with doing things what they should not be doing, in spite of they knowing that this is not good for them. And that's the real pragyaparad. That's the real mistaken intellect, where there's no reason for them to indulge into some of these things unnecessarily. But education and helping and telling and guiding them into certain things. I've had people who were on food stamps provided by the state, and the food stamps work in only selected stores. Okay, you can't take them to health food stores and buy anything.
No, you can't, yeah.
Isn't it funny? You have food stamps provided by the state, and there's only few places that you can go and buy only junk there, but you can't go to the right places and buy the right things because of that.
Some of them have started accepting food stamps at the farmers market.
Yeah, they do have some that.
They do, okay.
At the farmers market.
Produce market.
Very few places.
Well, I think it's all shifting, it's all changing, but the real component which will be fun to work with is demonstrating that you're actually going to save a lot of money by eating healthy. And if someone is really creative enough to demonstrate this and create a plan and demonstrate it in a real accepted kind of a study, I think people will do it.
They had a good show on it. The English chef Jamie Oliver did
Oh
it
God,
on.
yes.
And he basically took a family who lived on junk food and made them go through a week of healthy food, teaching the mother how to cook and stuff. And the kids went from bashing each other, bouncing off the walls, to sitting nicely and doing homework within 3 days. But they didn't have the concentration for it before.
And I've seen that. He tried to show chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
You saw that? Yeah, it's ugly. Kids still wanted to do that. He wanted to. He showed them. He showed them chicken nuggets and said that, do you want to eat this? Where did this come from? Nobody knew where it came from. So he got a chicken. He peeled them off, took the feathers off and everything, and chopped it and did everything in front of them with the blood and everything, and then fried them and everything. And now it's ready. Who wants it? And everybody raised their hand. And so, in spite of you looking through the whole process, he thought that nobody wants to eat this kind of a thing after they see how it is being done. But it's going to be a slow change. It's going to be a slow change. It's happening. Just have to be as much as positive as possible. And you guys have to do your stuff, because that's why we are training you. And you need to apply it to your own lives, and you have to go out and do it to others as much as possible. Means you can do it to others, but you can't do it for your own husbands and kids doing it in your own household. It's painful to watch them do something like that. We'll talk one of them this afternoon. Okay, guys.